I join Senator Mikulski as the two senators from Maryland in strongly recommending the favorable consideration of Paul Zinnes for the District Court Judgeship of Maryland. I just first want to acknowledge the leadership of our senior senator from Maryland in developing a process in which we screen the very most talented people for opportunities to serve on our federal bench. This is a professional process that we have gone forward with under Senator Mikulski's leadership in order to try to get the very best on our courts. It's not a partisan issue at all. It's strictly looking for those who have the judicial temperament, experience, to be able to be an outstanding member of the bench. We've done that on previous nominations that have been considered on this floor, and Paul Zinnes follows in that tradition. And I thank Senator Mikulski for the process that we went forward in making this recommendation to President Obama. I might tell you, President Obama then forwarded the nomination to the United States Senate in March of last year, in March of 2015. It took 6 months for the Judiciary Committee to make its recommendations to the full floor in September of 2015. It was not a controversial nomination in the committee. The committee reviewed all of Ms. Zinnes's background, record, everything that she has done, and on a very strong voice vote, brought her forward to the full floor. So this is not a controversial nomination. Because of the delay, this was originally to fill the vacancy of Deborah Chasnow, who took senior status. It's now a judicial emergency. People of Maryland are at a desperate situation to have adequate number of judges to handle the workload in our district. And it's critically important that we move forward in the confirmation of this nominee. Senator Mikulski has pointed out how qualified this person is. I could tell you, over the last several months, I've been stopped on numerous occasions by attorneys and non-attorneys in Maryland saying, why isn't Paula Zinnes confirmed by now? She's a wonderful person. We've had experience with her. I've heard just glowing comments about her dedication to our community, her professional competency, and her qualifications to serve on the U.S. District Court. It's for that reason the ABA gave her the highest ratings in their review of her qualifications. She has been in private practice of law at Murphy, Falcon, and Murphy. After just 2 years, she was made a partner in that firm. She's been an assistant federal public defender, showing her compassion to represent some of the most difficult cases in our criminal justice system. She was a law clerk for Judge Motz on the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals. In other words, she has devoted her life to understanding our legal system, but to carry out its major charge to make sure we have equal access to justice under the law. She got her JD from Yale Law School, a BA from University of Virginia. But what I really appreciated in getting to know Paula Zinnes better during this confirmation process is to know her family background. She represents the American story. Her father was an immigrant from Greece, came over with very little resources, that they were able to take advantage of the opportunities in this country as an immigrant family. And now Paula Zinnes has been nominated by President Obama to serve on the District Court for Maryland. Quite a success story. But Paula Zinnes has never forgotten her background. She's always been giving back to our community. She is known for her pro bono work for her church members in the church that she belongs to. But as Senator Mikulski pointed out, what she has done, she has, in working with the House of Roof and a mentoring program, she has taken on some of the most difficult challenges to affect the life of people who are less fortunate. And she has 11-year-olds like her second son that she has mentored and has given a real opportunity in our community. She has the whole package. She'll make a great district judge. Senator Mikulski mentioned the comments that were made on the floor in regards to her support for law enforcement and for police officers. I hope if anyone has any question at all about that, read the letters that Senator Mikulski put into the record. I know of some of these cases. I know the case of Timothy John Longo, who was who served in the Baltimore City Police Department and is the former chief of police, it's now the chief of police for Charlottesville, Virginia, when he says, "I have absolutely no doubt that Paula will bring the competency and objectivity that is necessary to discharge the duties of such an important position. She has my confidence, respect, and unfettered support." Or Thomas Schmidt, who was that Ms. Zinnes represented when he was accused of wrongdoing as a police officer. She represented him in the most difficult challenge. And as Mr. Schmidt said, that throughout the entire ordeal, I spent countless hours with Paula and her team. They worked diligently seeking the evidence needed to exonerate me. Although it was an extremely dark time for me, she always made me feel confident that she had my back and that she was dedicated to seeing that I was vindicated. Thankfully, as a result of her tireless efforts on my behalf, all the charges brought against me were dismissed earlier this year. So she's been in the forefront of defending those who are defending us as first responders. And there's other letters that have been written by police officers indicating that Paula Zinnes contains exactly what they want to see in a judge, someone who's fair, impartial, and that will carry out the rule of law in an objective manner. So for all those reasons, Mr. President, we bring you a nominee who is eminently qualified, deserves the support of this body, and we'd urge our colleagues to support this nomination.